Family traditions are built at the table, but they start right here in the kitchen. I'm Chef Robert Irvine, and along with Stop and Shop, together we're going to show you how to make memories in your very own kitchen. This week, we're going to make an amazing dish made with flank steak. It's going to be accompanied by street corn and roasted Brussels sprouts. Now, the first thing we're going to look at is this huge piece of meat. This is flank steak. And for those of you who've never seen flank steak, it's pretty big, it's flat, and it has no fat. So we got to really work hard to put flavor into it. So, the first thing I'm going to do is season my flank steak with salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. And you'll see what I'm going to do with it in a second. I've got it on a tray here to keep it nice and clean. And you'll see exactly what I'm going to do. 1 second. Now, I'm going to make a marinade. And this marinade, we're doing it because I want to impart flavor into the meat. Remember what I just said? It doesn't have a lot of fat, therefore not a lot of flavor. So I'm going to start with a little bit of garlic, chopped garlic, fresh garlic, okay? A little bit of mustard. Some apple cider vinegar. Now, the cool thing about the apple cider vinegar is it's going to help break down the protein, the meat, so that it's not so, how do we say, tough. I'm going to use grapeseed oil because it has no flavor. Oh, there we go. I'll whisk that up in a second. And I'm going to take some basil, and I'm just going to break it up. And you can smell the aromatics in this are amazing. And that's just going to give me a great flavor for this flank steak. So just going to whisk that up a little bit. Now the ideal time for this to marinate is about 20 or 30 minutes. If you want to leave it overnight, you can leave it up to 24 hours, but no more. Okay, seasoned. I'm going to cut on a bias. Bias meaning at an angle, the steak into probably 4, right? I'm not going to cook all of it, but if you wanted to, if you have a big family, great. I'm going to use 2 big pieces like this into my marinade and just mush that in a little bit, give them a little marinade. Now, while that's marinating, I want to start my corn. Corn. It's the most amazing thing. Simple to prepare. I'm going to show you kind of an unusual, unorthodox way of doing it. Or you can put it in the oven. Watch this. I'm going to turn the heat on high. This is for you adults to do, not for the children. I'm going to take a little bit of my marinade, just a little bit, and coat the corn. Roll, roll, roll. Da 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 da. Watch. Into the flame. It's going to pop a little bit. Yes, it will. All I'm doing is charring this. You can do it on a grill outside, or you can do it in the oven, which we're going to finish in the oven. But you can already see it's starting to char. And I want that smokiness. Don't burn the house down. Just gives a nice little like smoke and great flavor. Okay, now I'm ready into the oven. Want to make sure, turn the heat off, then goes back onto my grill. And this is a cast iron pan. While the pan is getting hot, my steak is marinating right now. I'm going to take a little kind of mixing thing here. I'm going to add some lemon juice, some oil, grapeseed oil, again some mustard. You know, in my kitchen, everything is handy. I'm kind of a freak about knowing where everything is at the right time. A little bit of lemon zest and egg yolks. This is called an aioli. Basically, it's what we're going to mix up and then spread over the corn halfway through the cooking process. On goes the top. One of these amazing little hand blenders. That's what it looks like. Ooh, nice. I'm not gonna put any salt in it because I've got cheese. I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper because the cheese is salty. Just finish that up again. Okay. My dressing is ready for my corn. I'm gonna leave that there. Get rid of them. Remember, nice and clean. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna do, I need a nice saute pan. Steak, now watch. It smells delicious. I mean, look at that. I mean, pan is hot. I've got no oil in the pan because I got oil and garlic in here. Watch. Oh yeah. Now cast iron is the best way to make steak because the heat stays in it. Now watch what I'm gonna do. I'm not shaking the pan. I'm gonna get it nice and golden brown. And at that point, I'm gonna turn it over and then put it in the oven. Oh. Nice. The coolest thing about this is, I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds, then I'm gonna go straight into the oven in the cast iron pan. Put a little bit of my dressing. Into the pan. Don't be afraid of flames. The steak's in the oven, the corn's in the oven. I get a nice pan. I want to get it nice and hot. Remember, I'm now going to do our Brussels sprouts. But before we put the Brussels sprouts on, pan hot. I'm going to start with a little bit of maple syrup or regular syrup, whatever you can get hold of. Apple cider vinegar. And a little bit of bacon that's pre-cooked. Either you can get the microwavable bacon, microwave it for a couple of minutes till it's crispy, then cut it up so it's all cold. It's not hot bacon. Or you can render bacon on the range. I'm gonna mix that together. I want salty and sweet. And that's basically what it looks like. Maple syrup, apple cider vinegar, and bacon. Okay, pan is getting hot. A little bit of grapeseed oil. Now if I rendered down the fat of the bacon, this is what it would look like. Right? Just ooey gooey, all goodness. We're gonna take a little bit of that rendered bacon fat, just a touch. Just because it's got salt in it, great flavor. Now Brussels sprouts come in round, right? They're round. All we've done is cut them into quarters. They cook faster, they look nicer. It's kind of pretty. Into our pan. Coat them with the fat, turn the heat down a little bit because I want them to cook. Now, I've got my aioli ready for my street corn. I've got my bacon ready for my Brussels sprouts when they're cooked. Now, I'm gonna take just a touch of water, not put it in yet, but I'm gonna steam them a little bit so it cooks faster. Just get them nice and toasty, get them working nice and coated with oil. I'm gonna season with salt and pepper, but not too much salt because why? I've got bacon salty. So, just a touch. Pepper. Let me just check on the corn and the steak. If you could smell this right now, I wish we had smell-o-vision here because the steak and the garlic and the basil and the corn, oh my goodness, got a little char on it. It's sexy food. It makes you want to dance, makes you want to dance. You can see my Brussels sprouts are starting to get some nice color on them. But I want to cook them a little bit, get them a little roasted. Roasted vegetables is much better, or are much better, flavor-wise. When you roast them, get the sugar to come out, get the little burn on the outside, but not burnt so it's bitter, but burnt so it's flavorful. You can start to smell them right now. Eventually we'll all get back to those restaurants and supporting the local restaurants that we know. But right now we've got to cook some great food, keep our family healthy, keep everybody cooking together. It's fun. All right. I mean, just look at that. Woo! There's some happiness going on right there. At that point, I'm going to add some water. Just going to kind of cover for a second. Keep that steam in there. So remember, we're cooking at high temperature. The oven is at 400 degrees. The corn is getting nice and golden brown and yummy, yummy. Then we've got our flank steak that's got lots of flavor, garlic and basil, pepper. I'm going to take that out to rest it in a second. I've got Brussels sprouts working right now. I'm steaming them a little bit to cook them. Not too much, just enough to give them a nice bite so they're not all soggy. My mother, bless her, used to make my vegetables. Literally, I could drink vegetables through a straw, and that's not how vegetables are supposed to be. It's supposed to be, you know, al dente, a little bite, but flavorful. My mother literally liquidized them. She was not a good cook, but don't tell her I said that. Okay, there it is. I'm steaming right now, letting them do their things. Taking my corn out. Remember, the ovens are 400 degrees. They are not going to get cold, but this is what they look like. Beautiful corn there. We're going to let them sit there for a second. Now watch. Into my Brussels sprouts is going to go my mix of bacon, vinegar, and maple. Coat that. Gonna give the meat one more second. I want to make sure that it's hot enough when I bring it out. I'm gonna rest it. Now resting is really important because if we cook something at high temperature, it pushes the liquid out of whatever it is. So it can be chicken breast, beef, pork, shrimp. It pushes the liquid out. When we bring it back and we let it rest, it allows all the juices to flow back into the meat. Therefore, we got a great flavored, great moist meat, okay? Look at that. Oh yeah, baby. So, remember, we let it rest. My corn, my Brussels sprouts. Smells sweet, it smells sexy. Brussels sprouts are done. I'm gonna turn them off. Leave them in the pan for a second. There's my corn. Here's my dressing. I'm going to literally drizzle it over. Oh, look at that. I've got a little bit of cheese. The lemon rind, the cilantro. Remember, cilantro is going to get warmed up, it's going to get soft, it's going to be yummy. Just going to move that now because I now have to cut the steak. I mean, just look at that. That is, ladies and gentlemen, the perfect medium rare. Look at that. Okay, so presentation, the art of presentation. I'm going to start with my Brussels sprouts and bacon. Then my steak, beautifully medium rare. And then goes my street corn. Wipe it up. My last touch, a little bit of dressing. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Street corn, flank steak, beautifully medium rare, Brussels sprouts, with bacon and maple. I gotta tell you, this is a feast fit for a king. If you don't have steak or you don't like steak, you can always use chicken, pork. You can even do it with fish. It's up to you. Simple food done well. Cooking is fun and not a chore, guys. Thanks so much for cooking with me today, and thanks to Stop and Shop. I'll be teaching you some new recipes to bring to your table over the next few weeks. You can also find more in my book, Family Table. Head to stopandshop.com/@the-table, or just visit your local Stop and Shop, get great ingredients, say hi to the folks, have fun cooking, stay healthy, and keep each other having fun. Till next time, be well.